Hey guys, Wesley Smith here, Tree Service Digital. Hope you're doing excellent this week and you're busy. I wanted to do a quick live video here, just going over some of the things we've recently seen in the last few days with Google. So, did your website get affected by the latest Google algorithm update? What they did it was a new, basically a core update, which basically means it affects every site broadly across the world on the internet. And so what they did is they did a new algorithm update and it affected some websites, but not all. And if you've been doing the SEO properly, over the last few years with your content creation, updating your content, things like that, you really weren't affected. And in fact, you actually got the benefit of doing it correctly or having it done correctly. And so what we saw was some websites tanked, and a lot did very well. So if you build the website out properly for what Google is looking for, then you'll benefit from Google algorithm updates like that. And you won't have to really anything to fear. So I wanted to kind of show you what they did and kind of how that worked. So this is what we saw. Let me share my screen with you. And then you can kind of see what that looks like as far as on the internet and some of the articles that have been written here. Okay, so hopefully you can see the screen right there. And if you just do a quick search for new Google algorithm update or new Google algo update, sometimes I just abbreviate that stuff because algorithm's tough to spell. It's kind of a tongue twister there. But you can see the top stories right here. And Search Engine Journal is a very widely read publication for SEO professionals and such. So I just opened this one and you can kind of read what they did recently. So it was more of a content type weeding out process of just really thin content websites. So Google May 2020 update, what we have learned. And basically it goes on to say that the preliminary May 2020 Google update observations are that thin content powered by external factors losing. So if your website was built several years ago, or perhaps you just built a website that looks nice, but there's just not enough content on the homepage and the service pages and the other city pages that you're trying to rank for, then those are getting penalized a little bit. So they could have, if you're on page one, maybe it dropped down to the bottom of the page, or if it was on the bottom of the page one, maybe it dropped down to page 2 or 3. And so that could have possibly happened or affected you. Local search engine rank positions in major flux right now. So there's a lot that are bouncing around. So you may have a website that you've seen some fluctuations too. We have too. We've had a couple of clients' websites where they either were at the middle of the first page and they bumped up to the top, or they were at the middle and they bumped to the bottom, and then they're kind of bouncing. It's called the Google dance typically, but this is an algorithm update, so it's a little bit different. But another, one reason to kind of stay on top of this stuff and make sure that you know what's going on, so that you keep continuing to get that traffic to your website. And aggregators and directories are winning. So as long as you have a good local SEO system and service in place where all of your directories are being claimed and you're being placed in all the top 4 aggregators on the internet, then your map listing is going to benefit from this as well. So if you're doing SEO and you know that you're getting your directories submitted, there's a couple of good websites you can go to kind of see how many directories you're listed in accurately versus which ones have inconsistencies. And it's really important to be, cited accurately in all those directories. But if you are placed in those aggregators and the big directories, and then hundreds of other kind of like maybe secondary directories that still help with your local SEO, then you will win. This algorithm is going to help you if you've got all that right. So we usually clean those up for our clients and submit hundreds of additional ones to make sure that you've got the winning formula going on. And some of the search engine ranking position features may be in flux right now. So it just kind of goes on to say, you can read it. A couple of really huge authoritative websites lost a lot of search engine rankings, like LinkedIn, New York Post, Huffington Post. There's a good bit of them. I mean, you could read through the article. People.com. I mean, they lost People actually won, so they're in the list of winners. So they do have really thorough content on their website. This affects local service-based businesses as well, such as tree service contractors. So if your website's very thin with content and you're in a heavily competitive area like a major city, and you're trying to rank for those very valuable keywords like tree removal your city, tree removal near me, tree trimming city, tree trimming service, all of those really valuable keywords, If your website's really thin on content, older, not mobile responsive, then you're going to lose out on these algorithms because Google's trying to put the best content in front of their search audience more than ever these days, really. So some of the winners are those, and then some of the losers, they'll kind of show, if you read through the article, who won and who lost, but just interesting to see. It's interesting to stay on top of this. We get these real-time notifications. So I wanted to do a video kind of showing you what we found. And basically, in a nutshell, websites that were built with thin content, just very, very small wording and explanations on each page, are being affected. So if you have thin content, hey, you can log into your website, you can type some more information that would be useful for your reader or audience, and Google will crawl your website and find those new updates pretty soon. Another good strategy is just making sure you're updating your blog page, putting out new articles and topics that your audience is going to be interested in, which is something we do with our SEO package. I mean, we want to make sure that we're doing everything that we can to allow our clients to win on the internet. And part of it is a good content strategy and backlink strategy to distribute your content across the web so people see your content and actually read through it. And that makes you the authoritative tree contractor in your area. So this is a very timely segue into our new webinar we're doing tomorrow, Friday, May 15th at 2 p.m. And so you have a page right here. You can sign up for our free webinar tomorrow. And it's basically the new SEO formula for tree service businesses for 2020. And this is our registration page. What I'll do is below this video in the comments, I'll put a link to this registration page. You can sign up for it. It's tomorrow, May 15th at 2 p.m. Eastern time. And we'll send you updates and reminders that it's about to start, everything like that. But it's a free webinar. And it's basically a very timely webinar based on this new Google algorithm update that just came out. So I wanted to do a quick video just letting people know, invite you to the webinar. We'd love if you could join us. And we go over these topics about internet marketing once a month on a live webinar. And we try to just go over stuff that's pertinent, that's useful. And we give you actionable content and actionable strategies that you can actually take back to your office and do yourself if you want. You can, of course, we're here if you need help with implementation of these strategies that we know work and help you win on the internet in your local market. But if you want to do it yourself and you're already doing it yourself, perhaps you've got in-house team that's doing your marketing, then of course you can take these strategies back to your market, because we're going to go through about 40 slides showing you the new SEO formula. And part of that is kind of what we know is affecting a lot of people's websites already. So thin content, just not relevant content on those pages, non-mobile friendly websites, and just older kind of SEO tactics that just don't really work anymore. You want to avoid those. Maybe you've got some bad backlinks. We'll show you how to find them and show you how to get rid of them. And a lot of other useful tools to help you win in today's market on the internet. So anyway, I won't make this video too long. Hope everybody's doing well. This will be the registration page in the comments below this video. So if you click on that, there'll be a registration page. And again, it's 2 p.m. Friday, May 15th, tomorrow. And we're going to be going over the new SEO formula for 2020 and what is working right now for tree service contractors. And hope to see you there. And have a great rest of your day. Thanks a lot.